Tonight, on Most Shocking, a pursuit through a snowy mountain pass ends in a hailstorm of bullets. Plus, a madman tries a reckless escape in a school bus, but can't make the grade. And a renegade steals a garbage truck for a joyride, then tries to take it for a swim.
Holy cow.
But first, a meth head on a racing bike hits 150. But his crimes catch up with it. Later,
He just misses that car.
a fleeing suspect runs a red and gets hammered. This is not a movie. Everything you're about to see is real. Brace yourself. This is Most Shocking High-Speed Chases.
Duchesne, Utah. Deputy John Crowley pulls in behind a vehicle that arouses his suspicion.
The plates on his vehicle didn't match the vehicle he's driving. And so with plates not matching the vehicle, I decided to make a traffic stop to see what's going on.
The man seems genuinely confused, even laughing at the possibility.
I figured, it was a computer mistake between the license plate and the vehicle that it was on. I've had that happen before.
But then the suspect removes all doubt. The driver tries to lose Deputy Crowley on winding canyon roads. He veers into oncoming lanes, even with traffic approaching in the distance. Two off-duty deputies who heard the call join the chase. The suspect barrels into higher elevations. Before long, the twisting cliffside road is covered with snow and ice.
There's nowhere for you to run.
That's when the chase takes a dramatic turn. Just as the deputies pull in behind Officer Crowley, all hell breaks loose. It happens in an instant. The suspect charges, gun blazing.
I saw two flashes of light and glass fly in front of my face. He was coming after me with a vengeance.
The backup dash cam captures Deputy Crowley as he leaps out and fires back, running for cover. The gunman unloads on the deputy, splitting their windshield. Under a hail of bullets, the shooter hijacks Crowley's truck, but quickly crashes into the canyon wall. Crowley and the off-duty deputies approach slowly.
You still have to be careful because the suspect could still be alive, and being in a police patrol vehicle, he did have access to several other firearms.
But the man is mortally wounded. An ending he brought on himself.
One thing I'm going to remember till the day I die from this incident is the look on his face when he came out with the firearm pointed straight at me.
The suspect is later identified as a drifter with an extensive criminal past. But when he tried to take an officer's life, he ensured he would have no future. Burke County, North Carolina. Sheriff John McDevitt is responding to a call for backup when he's cut off by a speeding motorcycle.
I probably would have paid him no attention because I was en route to another location. But he just kept looking back at me and kept looking back at me. And eventually he just gassed the motorcycle and took off.
The sheriff suddenly finds himself in a high-speed pursuit. The hard-charging young renegade guns the engine on his powerful bike.
Running better than 120.
If you hit a rock in the road at those speeds, you've just killed yourself.
Sheriff McDevitt struggles to keep up, and he still has no idea why the man's even running.
Does he not have a driver's license? Did he just kill somebody? There's 1,000 different scenarios that could be reasons for him running.
Whatever the reason, McDevitt knows the biker has to be stopped.
195, there's a lot of traffic coming out the school road on the E10.
When you're in a chase like that, the thing that's constantly going through your mind is, please, God, don't let somebody be around this curve.
But right around the bend is the traffic stop the sheriff was originally called to.
Okay, get out of the road, we're coming through.
And the suspect nearly runs into it full speed. He cuts left, McDevitt cuts right. A news crew covering the scene catches the near miss. After the close call, Sheriff McDevitt considers calling off the chase, if only to protect the biker from himself.
About 10 years ago, I had been involved in a similar incident with a motorcycle where the young man wrecked and killed himself.
And for a second, it looks like history may repeat itself. The biker can't hold the road, and the sheriff can't stop. The suspect takes off, but McDevitt and his team subdue the man with pepper spray. Finally, the officers discover what the suspect ran so hard to keep hidden. 3 ounces of crystal meth.
He had 15 miles to throw that methamphetamine and get rid of it, but I'm sure he thought he was going to get away that day. Is why he held on to it.
A risky gamble, but betting against Sheriff John McDevitt turned out to be a bust. Reseda, California. An armed robbery suspect thunders down city streets at a terrifying clip.
He just misses that car. The suspect has hit speeds of 80 miles per hour on residential streets. Police are falling behind, and now he's heading for a major artery.
With an open road ahead, he floors it. Pressing his luck, he blows through a red light.
Then there's cross traffic. Officers right behind him don't go through because of the danger there. He slowed down for a second, but now he's back at it, really picking it up here. Even the police helicopter's having a hard time keeping up with him.
His next gambit sends him through a clogged intersection and disaster.
Whoa, it came from an accident. A minivan nailed him and spun him around.
The van collides with the fleeing robber. inside a mother and two children. The rattled criminal decides to throw in the towel, but his car goes down swinging.
The vehicle is still rolling, and it hits a cruiser.
The mother and her children are shaken, but okay. They can rest assured that the reckless crook who almost killed them won't be behind the wheel of a car for a long, long time.
Coming up, a madman cuts a path of destruction through city streets. But police get a little help from an unexpected source. Plus, a suspect locks bumpers with a trooper, leaving the officer one shot to break free. Then, a crafty drug runner gives cops all they can handle, dodging them at every turn. That's next on Most Shocking High-Speed Chases.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. A news chopper follows a fleeing drug trafficker.
This guy's running, and we're right on him.
The felon, Adam Wilson, has just dodged a police pursuit. The news team relays his location to officers on the ground.
44th and Santa Fe.
Trooper Craig Ellis is one of the first to catch up to the suspect.
A car chase is extremely dangerous. Your whole sense of urgency kicks in. You know you need to get there. You know you need to take care of business and put an end to this.
He's running from the police.
Feeling the heat, Wilson roars through a red light, then rockets onto the interstate.
Yeah, he's picking up speed now, probably doing 80, 90 miles an hour.
Rush hour traffic impedes his desperate escape. He narrowly plows past an innocent motorist.
These people out here that run from law enforcement just absolutely have no regard for anybody.
The suspect exits the highway, returning terror to the city roads.
This guy's definitely trying to get away. He's doing 100 miles an hour.
Ellis takes the lead.
This is a bad guy. I was prepared to do any amount of force necessary, including deadly force.
Wilson races toward what appears to be a dead end.
If he goes straight ahead, this is going to end really soon. And he can't. Oh, he's going to lose control here.
The outlaw shoots across the field in a cloud of dust. Back on pavement, the marauder taunts Ellis with a maniacal smile.
Once I saw him laughing, total disregard for the motoring public, for police officers, I knew that at that point something had to be done.
Ellis goes in for a pit maneuver, but the shifty wheelman is elusive.
We're still chasing this guy. He's doing about 100 miles an hour right now.
Ellis prepares for a second pit. Incredibly, Wilson regains control. But his victory is short-lived.
Okay, he just wiped out here. They're going to get him.
Officers swarm the vehicle.
A lot of cop cars pulling up. They had him at gunpoint, pulled him out of the car.
Wilson will be facing some hard time, but he's lucky his hell-raising run didn't end with a murder charge.
This chase is over without anybody getting hurt, which is the good news.
Officer Ellis has a message for those who think they can outrun the law.
This is my job, and this is what I do, and this is what I'm good at. Just don't ever run from local highway patrol.
Monroe, Michigan. Police race to catch up with suspect Chad White, who just fled a service station without paying for his gas. Officer Don Brady soon finds out there's more to this driver than a penchant for petroleum.
The dispatcher advised me that the vehicle was reported stolen from a neighboring jurisdiction.
Not only that, but the hot car was also used in a bank robbery. Backup converges. State Trooper Joel Service joins in as the chase races onto the interstate. With 4 units surrounding him, White pulls off the road.
He slammed on his brakes and cut over to the right-hand shoulder, and I thought he was going to stop.
But he bolts again. Service swerves to cut him off. Unaware of the move's deadly repercussions.
His bumper hooked the rear front wheel well of my patrol car and basically locked the 2 cars together.
The trooper suddenly finds himself locked in a life or death struggle.
He's trying to run the state unit off the road right now.
His car had 100% control over mine.
The maniac forces him toward the right shoulder. A terrifying prospect.
The embankment's steep enough that I could probably flip my truck. I pretty much was out of options.
His life in danger, Trooper Service has no choice but to use deadly force.
I took my gun out and started shooting at him. And I remember seeing him jerk a couple of times, and then all of a sudden his car was gone.
The 2 cars unlock, sending the officer crashing into the center divider.
I checked myself to make sure I was okay and checked my legs and my arms and make sure I didn't have any pain anywhere.
The bullet-riddled car wobbles to a stop. White thrusts a hand out the window, desperate to surrender.
Stay in the car!
Officers soon see why.
2 rounds entered his chest. A 3rd round entered one of his shoulders, and a 4th round grazed one of his forearms.
The wounded fugitive survives, but locking horns with the law will cost him 55 years behind bars. Roseville, Michigan. Moments ago, an officer tried to pull over Walter Bachman for making an improper turn. At most, he would have paid a small fine. But when he saw the flashing lights, Bachman put it in overdrive. And now he's running from the law. Up ahead, officers lay a trap. The suspect makes a fast turn right over spike strips. It's a direct hit. Smoke billows from the punctured tire.
The right wheel's coming down, Mark.
But Bachman rages on. Cops watch in horror as he rumbles toward a red light. The suspect rams the rear end of a family van. Luckily, no one is hurt, but Bachman's pickup is taking a beating. He hits a curb, popping another tire. Completely out of control, the truck ricochets from one side of the road to the other.
He's out of control. Jump off the curb.
The battered pickup careens toward a wall of dump trucks. The suspect skids onto the shoulder, and the construction crew moves to block his path.
He's out of the vehicle.
Police are on him in seconds.
He's in custody.
To this day, officers still don't know why he ran. And Bachman's not talking. But he'll have plenty of time in prison to come up with an answer.
Up next, a runaway car thief proves elusive until his reckless ways leave him driving blind. Plus, an outlaw hijacks a school bus, but his getaway goes belly up.
Better send an ambulance.
And a crazed fugitive charges police with 2 tons of bone-crushing steel. When most shocking high-speed chases rolls on.
Got one going in a red Ford on play.
Jefferson, Indiana. A car thief leads police on a high-speed chase. The rain-slicked roads add increasing danger. But the real threat sits behind the wheel. The suspect is only 16 and just learned to drive. A dead-end road may be the break they need. But a sharp turn unearths a wave of mud. Blinded, the lead officer struggles to keep pace. His only lifeline is the suspect's taillights. As the pounding rain clears the windshield, another patrolman swoops in from the left. But the road rebel is not giving up. The young man is gunning for disaster. Entering the neighborhood, he loses it.
Okay, we are now.
Finally cornered, the suspect has nowhere to run. Officers move in. But the offender makes a terrifying choice. The teen floors it, heading straight for a patrolman. Bullets rip through the windshield. 4 shots hit the suspect. Miraculously, his wounds are not life-threatening. The kid will now have plenty of time to think about his actions as he spends the rest of his youth behind bars. Forestville, Maryland. Terrence Brooks is out for an early morning run from police. And he's driving a stolen car. 2 Maryland units try to box in the driver, but he slips through the cracks. Policy prevents the officers from using a pit maneuver, but the suspect is under no such constraints. He bounces off cars, wrinkling his hood. But onward he goes. The wounded vehicle blinds its pursuers with a smoke screen. Moments later, Brooks avoids another box-in by cutting right, straight toward a parked car. He dodges the accident, but the jolt throws his hood up in his face. Now he's the one who's driving blind. He drifts back onto the sidewalk and runs out of road. Stopped by a pole, the perp surrenders. Police take him down. Brooks faces charges of assault on police officers, reckless driving, and malicious destruction of property. With the dawn just arriving, the sun has officially set on his criminal career. South Jordan, Utah. Police pull over a city work truck. The driver, Robert Hall, just tried to shoot his ex-wife. Officer Bill Bagshaw and fellow lawman approach with caution.
We didn't know that if he still had the weapon or if he had discarded it, and at that time we believed he was still armed.
Just kind of go off low key.
But Hall has no intention of going down easy.
Get out of the car!
He guns it. Hall races down the road, then does a quick about-face. Officer Bagshaw is still approaching and finds himself squarely in the path of the homicidal madman. Hall's cruiser spins like a top following the head-on crash.
Kilo 40 to 1050 with one of our cars.
The first thought in my mind was, he's going to be turning left. He's going to be turning left. He can't be coming at me. He can't be doing this. This is going to hurt.
Incredibly, the felon is conscious and still fighting. But Bagshaw is in bad shape.
I instantly went to try to get out of the vehicle to address the suspect, and my legs didn't move. I had a wave of fear just roll across me. I instantly thought, my God, I'm not going to walk out of this.
With Hall finally secured, officers turn their attention to Bagshaw.
Are you okay?
No, I'm sick. My leg's going.
Get a chopper!
The devastating crash leaves Bagshaw with 2 broken knees and a broken femur. Incredibly, he makes a full recovery. Fortunately, there's no break on the sentence for Hall. He'll be spending the next 35 years in jail.
Coming up,
They got him.
a bank robber running on 3 wheels finally gets busted. Plus, a man goes ballistic in a garbage truck, trashing everything in his path. Then, a drunk driver runs from police and pays a terrible price on most shocking high-speed chases.
Salt Lake City, Utah. A speed trap nets suspect Jesse Garcia in an obvious rush.
How you doing? sir?
I'm trying to get to my girlfriend. She's on 13th South.
What are you trying to get there for? What's the big hurry? You going like twice your speed limit?
Yeah, she's bleeding.
She's bleeding?
If there was ever an understandable reason for speeding, this is it.
Why you want to call paramedics to get there?
Yeah, she would.
Where's she at the house?
But when the patrolman asks for the girlfriend's address,
13th South and 140 West.
the real story is revealed.
Salt Lake 368. 1080 northbound on 100 West.
The officer catches up fast.
We're in the parking lot.
For a moment, it looks like Garcia realizes that running was a mistake.
Salt Lake 368, he's stopping now.
But it's just another ruse.
We're about 300 West, 250 West. And we're back when we get.
Garcia's misguided game of cat and mouse is a dangerous one, as he's about to find out.
Salt Lake, we're approaching red light at 1300. Salt Lake 1050, TI. Let's get man from rolling here. We got multiple vehicles.
The man charges headlong into cross traffic. The SUV T-bones him at full speed and flips. Surprisingly, Garcia is uninjured. But the passenger of the SUV tumbles onto the pavement in obvious pain, while the officer tries to render aid. Garcia snakes out his window and callously walks away. Thankfully, he doesn't get far. When police finally nab him, they discover that Garcia is dead drunk. There never was a bleeding girlfriend, just an inebriated tall tale that ultimately came crashing down. Seminole County, Florida. Officer Joe Wallace responds to one of the most bizarre pursuit calls he's ever heard.
There was a suicidal male that had stolen a garbage truck out of Orange County that they'd been chasing around for a while.
Spikes have already shredded the driver's side front tire. But a deranged man behind the wheel of a rig this big and powerful presents a threat not only to himself, but anyone on the road. The distraught driver rumbles toward a private community, storming the gate. Realizing he can't shake police, the despondent suspect spots a lake and aims to drown himself with a 20-ton anchor. Luckily, the vehicle bogs down on the bank. To the relief of officers, the man finally surrenders.
I think he knew it was over and he just wanted to get help. He was eventually turned over to one of the deputies and he was taken into custody for a mental evaluation.
Hopefully, he'll receive the help he desperately needs after a hell ride that brought him so close to the brink of self-destruction.
Suspect is really flying.
Jackson, Mississippi. A police dragnet closes in on a suspected bank robber.
Lots of traffic up ahead. This is a very dangerous pursuit.
The prospect of prison time has the fugitive, William Tedder, running like a man possessed.
There he goes. He's cutting over the other lane.
Officers tighten the noose.
Spike strip. They got him.
A spike strip hits its mark. Just as Tedder's tire begins to smoke, police close in.
Oh, he just got rammed. He's going off the road. He just lost a tire. He's still going.
Running on 3 wheels, his car finally gives out. Tedder drops his weapon, accepting defeat.
He's given up. Officers are not too happy with this guy.
Charged with multiple felonies, this criminal will now be spinning his wheels in a lockup.
Up next, a carjacker dares police to take him down and gets a shocking surprise. Plus, police spike the tires of a lumbering giant, but the barreling big rig won't go down. I think he's on fire now. When most shocking, high-speed chases returns.
Manfield, Ohio. Officers pursue a criminal at speeds approaching 100 miles per hour. Just minutes ago, John Resick carjacked this minivan from a terrified family. Police suspect the thief could be drunk.
Eastbound from milepost 1. We're slowing down to 50. I'm not sure if we're going to be stopping or what.
They catch a lucky break when the driver swerves into a field. Resick steps out, can of beer in hand. He's drunk all right and taunting officers.
Get on the ground! Get out!
When he tries to run, a taser drops him cold.
Stay down! Stay down!
The suspect is charged with grand theft auto. In the end, his boozed-up, bull-headed rampage earns him 12 months of hard time. Brevard County, Florida.
I don't know where this guy's going.
A disturbed man driving a stolen semi terrorizes the interstate. Hovering at 1,000 feet, Deputy David Altman tracks the hulking big rig from the sky.
Even at 30 miles an hour, you're looking at the size of that truck. Anything could have happened. The guy just needed to be stopped and it needed to be put to an end.
This slow-speed chase has already stretched over 7 counties. But things are about to heat up. Officers lay down spike strips.
Sticker's right there. He's going right over him. All right, he got him.
I just lost part of the wheel there.
Sticks are working. Just starting to go.
Oh, big sparks.
Well, something. I think he's on fire now.
Or he just totally lost his back tires.
Cops hit the Trailblazer with another round of spikes.
And he just took another sticks with him.
But the 32-ton terror rolls on.
They were effective in getting the front wheels in the beginning. However, being that the tires were gone, the stop sticks were just getting dragged along.
Police launch a rapid-fire attack and strike again.
Oh, they got the drive wheels. That's back. Good shot, guys. Looks like you got those drive wheels.
And again. and again.
Yeah, you have another set of sticks.
And he's leaving a pretty good trail behind us. He's smoke, so they're doing their job.
Amazingly, the chase rolls through 2 more counties. After 7 grueling hours, the spike strips finally take their toll. The road-raging trucker is arrested and currently awaiting trial for this ill-advised and extremely dangerous run from the law.
We have a saying here in the aviation, if you're going to run, you're going to only go to jail time.
Coming up, a fugitive commandeers a school bus, but his mad escape ends with a devastating crash. Next on Most Shocking High-Speed Chases.
Beaumont, Texas. A man has just stolen this school bus. Mercifully, no children are on board. But Officer Don Bracker can tell something isn't quite right with the renegade driver.
I could see the driver with one arm extended completely upward and driving with another like he was riding a Bronco bull.
The rustler steers the bus up a ramp and pushes it too far. The massive ride bucks, bounces, and flips. The bus thief, Otis Baptiste, offers a bizarre explanation for his reckless actions.
He said that when he approached the bus started talking to him and convinced him to take the bus.
Despite the bus's alleged role in the escapade, Baptiste is convicted of auto theft. Officer Bracker has some advice for anyone else contemplating a similar joyride.
If there's a moral to this story, you should never listen to talking vehicles.
High-speed chases present one of the greatest challenges to law enforcement today. In these volatile confrontations, officers jeopardize their own safety to enforce the law and take criminals off the streets.